So my name is Emmanuel Aidoo. I work for a senior advisor at Perella Weinberg. Formerly, I was at Credit Suisse for 25 years-ish. I know everyone's thinking, my God, he doesn't look old enough to be there at 25 years. I escaped before it all went wrong. I was at the last 8 years, I was the head of DLT, head of digital assets there. I was a really early believer in blockchain. I kind of started my journey in 2014. And I find most people get to this space either through Ethereum or Bitcoin. My journey came through Ethereum, read the white paper, blew my mind, and started trying to make changes in financial services. And I found that DLT technology kind of fundamentally sits on a pillar of, or the intersection of regulation, technology, operations, and risk. And that makes it complex. It makes it, it's interdisciplinary. And to be successful, you need to kind of be able to translate and move across different parts of the different ecosystems. I know this is mother than apple pie to most of you because you're probably mostly practitioners, but I just felt like it needed underscoring. I don't have a crystal ball after spending 8 years kind of beating my head against a really heavy wall, trying to get change in our industry. But I know kind of fundamentally 3 things I've learned. The first is there won't be a single blockchain to rule them all. The second is we're going to have multiple custody solutions, multiple TAs, multiple arenas, and they're going to be interconnected. And the third is that we need interoperability and collaboration. It's like you remember the phrase, a rising tide. We're going to need that in order to be successful. That's kind of my takeaway from the 8 years that I did the role at CS. I find that when I think about the space and what's important, it really, and why it's been slow, I used to get sick of the question, if DLT is so great, why isn't it taken over the world yet? So give it time. But fundamentally, it's because we have to make sure that the use cases are real and that use case is really underpinned by the right ROE. ROE is a really easy equation in financial services. It's revenue minus cost divided by capital. And I think people focus on little c, cost, way too much. And they should be thinking about big C, capital, which in our case is reg cap, operational risk, credit risk, and counterparty risk, and it's market risk. And I think DLT really does demonstrate an ability to accelerate settlement, reducing counterparty credit risk. It reduces operational risk, and will demonstrate clearly its ROE. We just have to give it time and really spend the time to understand it. Everything we do is really about the 4 elements. It's like save money, make money, reduce risks, or because the regulator told us we had to do it. And if it doesn't fit into one of those buckets, we shouldn't be doing it. And I think fundamentally, when I think about where we are as an industry and looking at that live trade and some of the other things we're going to hear about, whether it's HQLAX or Archax or other players in the space, I think we're getting to that inflection point. In fact, I know we are, and part of the reason why I'm on stage talking is because I've decided to make a really big jump for myself and become and join the Onera team. The Onera team, I've been familiar with them for over 4 years since they started their roots in GDF, working with over 160 institutions, building out what we don't want to call a standard, but really was a standard for interoperability, FinP2P. And I'm happy and proud to be part of that process through its journey whilst I was, at a big bulge bracket bank. I, like others, I think Matt McDermott said it earlier, we need to stop talking about POCs. I'm quite frankly sick of the word POC, and we need to get to production. So talking to Amy, talking to Anthony at Onera, speaking to the board, they kind of highlighted the importance of moving from this POC concept and helping people get to production. So I signed up as the chairman of the advisory board. We're setting up a project to help all of you all who want it to move from, if you're all sick of the word POC too, you can raise your hand, by the way. Yeah, not enough of you, 2 hands, I love it. Then join us. It is a rising tide that lifts all boats. It does take interoperability and collaboration, and we will establish the ROE that this technology promises in order to deliver on the truth that DLT is what's going to actually make our industry more efficient, move us from an analog world, electronic analog world, to a digital world. So that's what we're doing. That's the journey. We've set ourselves some really lofty goals. We want to be there in production at scale by Q3 of next year. We already have several of you signed up. There is room for more, and more to come. If you want to sign up, there should be a QR code being put up. If not, QR code? Cue the QR code. If not, just email myself at Emmanuel@onero.io. We'll get you in. We'll get you all set up, and that's really it. Appreciate it. Thank you.